Welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. Life is too short to waste away. Life is too short. Let us not waste our times with unworthy things and get all worked up for unworthy reasons. So what if things happen? It will all pass. Today is the tomorrow we worried about yesterday, and it did not happen. It did not even happen. A death news of someone that was never expected to die. And it feels like he went too early. They looked healthy and didn't seem to have any ailment at all. But then, when the time comes, the Most High called him back to him. And he just went back. Whatever reason it is that took him back to God does not matter. It is just that each and every one of us is surely going to test death. And one way or the other, when our time comes, we will all go back to God. When we react to whatever someone has done to us, we never come to think of what if that was the last time we saw them. Would we react in the same way? Would we hurt them just as how we feel they hurt us in the same way? Would we say the same things if we knew that was the last time we were seeing them? And this kind of a thought can make someone feel some guilty conscience to any normal person, and hopefully it won't be as a result of any kind of manipulation, because there are some people, when they want to psychologically manipulate others, they threaten them with death. And death is nothing to be played around with. It's not something you can play around with, because you can fool around with everything. Everything can be changed as long as you live and as long as you're breathing, but you can't change death. There is no going back, because it just means you're moving from one dimension to another dimension. And it's not good to talk bad about anyone when they have passed away, which in this case, if you have any grudges towards that person, it makes it difficult to say anything. And we just only wish good for those people who have passed away. The one who passed away probably had an inclination that they would go back to God. And I guess that is why God gave them a chance to make things up with their family. They seem to have been really trying hard to make up for all the mistakes that they had done, and it was really impressive because they had turned sort of into a new leaf. And may God rest their soul in peace. My late dad taught me that you can do all good deeds to people outside, but if your nearest family, that is your wife, your children, your mom, your dad, your brothers, sisters, if they are rightfully sad about you and how you treat them, then you will not get blessings from God. And that's a natural law. All the good deeds might just be zero work, as if you have done nothing. The thing is, you can be a great looking kind of an example to the rest of the world, but if you're still mean towards your own siblings or even other people, it is hard to get blessings from God. And then we wonder how come someone seems almost like an angel outside their homes, seems to be in struggles all the time, And it's just because of maybe probably they are not treating their own families well. We just don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And I hope nobody has to live such kind of a tragedy. By the end of the day, everyone is in the privacy of their own homes, sharing with your own siblings, and it's only you who might know what is going on behind those walls. And I pray for blessings in all homes for everyone. And then their siblings, the person who passed away, their siblings know them better than we would know. And just when everything seems to be going great and you never know what is happening. You never know what could happen, because just when everything seems to be going great, and boom, there drops a surprise you never expected. 1 minute that person is with you, the next minute they are not. And you start wondering how it could have been if they were still there. The people left behind after such kind of farewells are always, most of the time, get confused, and especially if it's a surprise farewell to go back to God. Some might get angry about the farewell. Some might feel guilty about not even having shared or spent enough time with their loved ones. Or some might even feel guilty over the anger they still felt for those people who have gone, because they might have had their hearts broken while those people were still alive. But that's destined to happen. Everyone will taste death. And some people go early, some people go right on time. Some people go after everyone has just given up and it is known that they will go. And some people might even feel remorse for the burden that they had been left behind by those who pass away. And there might be overwhelming kind of emotions. And such things really affect people massively. And it gets you to thinking, what if you were really not doing the right things? What if this, what if that, and all sorts of emotions and doubts over whatever you were doing, and you start arguing with your emotions and you start getting confused too. Even if it does not involve you directly, you still get affected and start questioning what you were doing. And then you start wondering if you had walked away from certain people and you have alienated yourself from certain people because it's not working out for you in your life and it's not serving you. You start questioning, should you go back to how things were and stop moving forward after you had walked away from a past that had disturbed you for so long? And you start having a lot of what if, and all those questions spinning round and round. And the biggest question and doubt you would have would be, what if you had it all wrong by walking away? What if that which you expected in the future did not happen as it is? It felt like you were stuck. Not the repeating loop. It's just like, it feels like you have stopped and things aren't moving forward. But it is just only for that moment, because it is the effect of that kind of an energy. And it makes people stop for a moment, and you start thinking and reflecting about the past, the present, and the future. And then we forget that the past is gone and the future hasn't come yet. All we have is the present, in which the present will be tomorrow, the past will be the present tomorrow. Are you getting me? And then you know what? Remember this and that, all the things you had decided to release start coming back. And it's like as if all this while you had gone, you have come a long way, but now you are reminded of how it had been before you walked away. Yeah, and that is the small voice inside you. And we have to be mindful about that too. We will always be tested until we really learn to master how we deal with our reactions and perceptions. And that's part of healing. Every time you're faced with such kind of emotional experiences, ask yourself, is it egoistic or coming from your soul? If you start feeling triggered and hurt and all sorts of strong emotions and it feels like overwhelming, that means it's egoistic and you need to work on yourself even further. It means you're still on healing journey. Your healing has not completed and you still have more healing. No one is completely healed totally, because we will always face tests on how we are when we are on our healing journeys. So if you see it as just an observation, that is something that could give you a choice of guidance and is not one-sided, then that is from the soul, just to remind you of lessons you needed to pay attention to so that you do not repeat the same mistakes. A mistake is a mistake when done once. If it is done more than once, that means you make a decision to keep repeating those mistakes. And that means you decide not to learn your lesson. And that means you won't move forward. Nope. You will remain stagnant and you have no one other than yourself to blame if things don't make you satisfied. In which case you are sure to get that anxiety or feeling left out from your blessings, and that will affect your relationship to other people too. If you ever decide to go back, and just be prepared to going back to a repeating loop, and people do not change overnight as it is. Even though the other parties might seem to be showing effect because of such kind of emotional events. But if they do not do their shadow work, they will get tired of the new habits and go back to old self, unfortunately. And you can't force anyone to change if they don't want to. Only you can change yourself. So when you get caught up in such kind of a web of emotional experiences, just do not rush. Stop. And try not to make decisions that might make you regret later on. Just stop. And take time to nurture yourself mentally and slow down your thoughts. And bring yourself to a position where you are grounded to make healthy decisions. There are two times that you should not make important decisions. One, when you're very sad, and two, when you're very happy. Those are two moments that you should not make important decisions, because you will not be in a grounded self-way position to make any healthy decisions. Wait until you are grounded to make healthy decisions. It does no one no good to rush into making decisions because of some emotional experience that might seem to resonate with yourself, but in actual fact does not really carry any values to what really aligns with you. And that's what we are guided to do, to talk about today. Be careful when making decisions, especially when emotional. It is a sad truth. Every time we hear a sad news or anything like that. But we still need to be mindful about how we go about making decisions. And I hope this helps somebody. So till next time, take care and God bless.